Hello firm, this is James the Decomposer and the synthesizer of math and science tutor. Welcome back, Bafetsu. You know what I'm doing, Bafetsu. I always assist you guys with math, with physics, with chemistry, and other subjects as well. But mainly you can see I specialize with the ones that I just mentioned. Bafetsu. Okay, what I would like you guys to do, right, is to take this every day, right? So before you do something in your life, don't forget to invite God. Before you sleep, don't forget to invite God, to thank Him, and stuff, and pray for protection, and pray for the plans you have for tomorrow as well. And then in the morning, thank God for the gift of life, invite God to be part of the plan as well, so that everything can be successful and all that. Because remember that you cannot actually know what lies ahead. He knows everything. Remember the book of Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5, it says that trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding, but always do what? Acknowledge God in everything that you do, and He shall do what? All right. So Bafetsu, if you're not okay, if you're not good, as I always say, do what? Take one day at a time, because we know, Bafetsu, it's not easy in this life. I know people are going through a lot emotionally, people are going through a lot mentally, people are going through a lot financially, people are going through a lot academically, people are going through a lot in their relationships, in their marriages, Bafetsu, but all we gotta do is just to make sure that we invite God, because the devil, what he likes to do is to cause divisions, Bafetsu. I know this might be, people might be like, why are you deviating from math to that? Guys, this is very much important, right? Because a lot of people are really struggling and suffering from this, but I'm just here to let you know that God is with you every time. Just believe and have faith. If you could have faith as a must, if you could have faith as a little mustard seed, well, you know what you can do? You can move mountains by faith. Let's have faith, let's believe, let's have that little hope, and it will do something. I pray that may God shine His light upon your life. In every darkness in your life, may God shine His light in Jesus Christ's name. Bafetu, thank you so much. Let's get to the business of the day. Okay, now imagine they ask you to find the derivative of a question. They say determine the derivative if f of x equals to what? 2x squared minus 17x plus 8 divided by 2x minus 1. How would you do this type of a problem? People are struggling with this. Those are in varsity, college, those are doing advanced math. You know that you guys, you can use all the principles of differentiation, like chain rule, quotient rule, implicit power rule, product rule. You could use those. But those ones who are not doing advanced, like those ones who are doing core maths, pure mathematics and just mathematics, you guys you're supposed to use power rule and the skills of algebra, like factorization, simplify, before you could find the derivative. That's what you gotta do. So this problem is basically based for those that are doing core mathematics or pure mathematics. Okay, it's not advanced, so I'm not going to use those principles, right? But if you want me to use them, don't hesitate to comment. All right, and please feel free to comment down if you have problems. There are question papers that you're struggling with. Just tell me, comment, Bafetu. Please, I would appreciate if you guys comment. Even if you criticize me, it's okay, Father Bafetu. That thing will actually help me to improve further. And then another thing, don't forget to share, to like, to subscribe as well. Bafetu, so let's push this whole thing together, because the goal is to help each other out here, right? So that you guys can do well there, right? So Bafetu, let me start to help you guys with this problem, okay? So how can we work this thing out, Buffett? So the first thing that you gotta do right now is to look at the complicated part, because we have a fraction, right? And you cannot find the derivative like this. Remember, when you have the derivative like this in the form of a fraction, you must check the denominator and make him or her the numerator. So I cannot make the denominator the numerator if there are two terms. If there's a one term, it's possible, and I can divide each and every term by the same denominator. But since there are two or more, it's gonna be challenging and hard. So what's the best way to do this one? Is to check the complicated part. Who? The numerator's the one who's complicated. Now let's try to work this one out. Right, I'm seeing I'm having 2x squared minus 17x plus 8. How should I work this one out? Now check. I'm going to say f of x equals to, let's try to factorize. But in case you're struggling with factorization, there's a video of mine that says simply factorization with its own simplicity, something like that. Check it out, of James the Decomposed and the Set Size of Math and Science Tutor. Check it out, because I explain how to find the common factor, the difference of two squares, trinomial groupings. Check them out, okay? So in order for you to factorize this guy here, you need to find the factors of 2, right? The factors of 2 is basically 2 equals to 1 times 2, or you can just say 2 times 1. Now the factors of x squared is basically x times x, because when you multiply the exponents of the same base, you get that, all right? And then we are sorted on that part. Now you must also make sure that you find the factors of 8. You see, so the factors of 8 are those numbers that when you multiply them, they'll give you 8, right? So we're going to use the factors of 8 and the factors of 2 and x, such that when we add them, they must give us minus 17. Okay, check it out. So you can use this one and say, oh, open the brackets, all divide by 2x minus 1. Guys, if the middle term is negative and the last term is positive, you must know every term in the bracket will have a negative sign. So I'm going to put minus, minus. Okay? So the factors of 8 is basically 2 times 4, right? And 1 times 8. So if you try to use 2 times 4 with these factors of 2, they will not give you this guy. But if you use the factors of 1 and 8, or 8 and 1 with 2 and with 2 as well, you'll end up having this guy. Let me show you. So we're gonna do this 2x, and then here I could put 1 and 8 and x. All right, so check 2x times x, it's gonna give me 2x squared, right? 2x times this guy, minus 16x. I'm done using, remember, bracket A must multiply bracket B. So everyone who's in this room must distribute the ball to the other team, ne? Yeah, so 2x times x, this guy, 2x times this guy. Then now we're gonna go to this guy in the same room as 2x. Negative 1 times x minus x. We done. Remember, negative times positive is negative, right? And then even someone can say, is it fine if I just say 1x? Yeah, it's fine. But remember, anything times 1 is just what? That anything. So that's why we just, because we know that the value in front of that x is 1. So just leave it there like that. Then negative times negative is positive. Then what is 1 times 8 is basically 8. So fine, let's try to find the like terms. The like terms I can assure you that there's going to be these two guys, which is minus 16 and minus 1, which gives me minus 17. Then it means that I am good. Guys, remember in math you must be able to go pele le morago. Morago le pele. Pele. You get it? I'm just playing with you. But yeah, you get it, right? Awesome. And then check it out, Bafetsu. What's going to happen is that these two guys, since are the same, they're the 2 times the Botswana, they will divide each other and they will give us 1. 1 times this guy, we'll just have our answer as f of x equals to x minus 8. Are we done? Yes, we are done simplifying. But what was the equation? Determine f prime of x. What is f prime of x? Simply means that you need to find the derivative of this whole function that you see here, or the expression. No, it's not really the expression, but the equation, right? So let's continue with this guy here. Or maybe, yeah. Then f prime of x equals to what? Remember, using the power rule, guys. Remember the power rule. I showed you guys the power rule before. So the exponent here is 1. 1 times x. You have this, Bafit. You have this. So 1 is on top. 1, you're going to have 1 times x with the power 1 minus 1. So that's going to give me 1. Anything the power 0. Remember, 1 minus 1 is 0. So anything the power 0 is what? 1. So I'm going to have 1. The derivative of a constant is always 0. So minus 0. And then at the end of the day, it means my f prime of x, this guy, equals to what? To 1. It's the f prime of x. Okay, let me just write it nicely so that I can have enough space. This is my point, Buffet 2. F prime of x will be equal to 1. Yeah. Some people or some examiners and stuff may actually want you guys to show how you found this, how you actually found it. Ne? I can just do this so that I can have enough space so that I can show you. Okay, just check it out. Right. So remember you were here. F of x equals to x minus 8, right? So the derivative now, we're gonna say 1 times x to the power 1 minus 1. This guy will just give us 0. There's no way. Then the final answer will end up being 1 into anything. Okay, so it's fine, step by step. Then 1, anything to the power 0 is what? Is 1. Meaning I'm just going to have 1 times 1. That will end up giving me that guy there. So I feel like this will be enough in case if maybe you don't want to leave any step aside. You can just use all the steps that I've shown here, guys. Okay, I hope this this solution was able to, you know, to trigger people's brains and stuff to be like, oh, now I see, now I understand. Okay, if you see, that's good. If you understand, I appreciate it, because the goal is not for you only to see, but it's for you to understand. You get what I'm saying? All right, so that you can attempt more questions with confidence. Okay, now let's do the last problem. So the last problem, if I may still recall, oh my God, help me to remember, because I remember it was here. Okay, so now check it out. Let me just use blue. I think maybe blue might work. So our f of x was given as 3x squared minus 4x squared plus 6 all divided by x squared. I think I was having this problem. So how would you do this problem? Okay, guys, this one, the first thing that you need to do is to check the complicated, as I've said, right? So before you think of using the power rule, yeah, it's fine. Someone can use the power rule and say, no, okay, if I'm going to use the power rule, it means I must take this guy to make him to be the numerator like this. You're going to say 3x squared times that minus 2 minus 4 x squared times, you see, so it's gonna be too much work, but yeah, that's the goal. You see, it's gonna be too much work, right? So there's another way which you can do that before you could start to want to use the power rule and stuff, right? So let's do this, guys. I can see that these two guys are more complicated, but the one that is higher, or you know, yeah, I'm too difficult let's decompose him. Check it out. Here we have x squared, but here we don't have x squared. So there's no way we could find what you call a common factor. There's no difference of two squares in case you're thinking of factorizing like the previous one we did. So you can't even factorize this guy, right? I think here was it not x or something here? Okay, guys, just hold on. I need to confirm if in case here it was x. No, it was fine. Okay, no, it's okay. Here's supposed to be 4. Yeah, you see, I just wanted to make sure I don't give you guys wrong stuff. So it's 4. Okay, my apologies for that. Just rectify 3x to the power 4 minus 4x squared plus 6 divided by x squared. Okay, then let's flow, guys, together. So this is what you're gonna do. Remember, everyone here on this fraction, right, is basically, or especially the numerators, ne? If you can check them, they all share the same denominator, and you know that whenever fractions have the same denominator, we're going to keep the denominator and the numerators, right? So we are going to decompose the fraction into equal parts like this. This equals to 3x to the power 4 over x squared minus 4x squared divided by x squared plus 6 over x squared. Remember, whenever the fractions have the same denominator, we keep the denominator and add the numerators. That's what we have there. So we are doing reverse psychology on math. All right. I got a so reverse psychology more. Then from there, what can we do? You can now start to apply the law of exponents or any law or any principles that you know of fractions as well. So if you can check here, I can see that these two guys, like you have x to the power 4 over x squared. If you remember, the loss of exponent is going to be 4 minus 2, then it's going to give me x squared. Okay, so the loss of exponent says that when you have this, when you have the bases, when you have the exponents of the same base in the division, you keep the base and you subtract your exponents. All right, so meaning the exponent that is at the top will minus the one at the bottom, and that's what we have done there. So meaning I'm going to end up having what, 3x squared here. What about this guy? So basically, if it's 2 and 2, meaning I'm going to have what, 2 and 2. So what is 2 minus 2? 2 minus 2 is going to give me 0. All right, some people might not see, guys, this is what I'm talking about. X squared over x squared is the same as x to the power 2 minus 2, and 2 minus 2 is the same as x to the power 0. Anything to the power 0 is basically 1. So meaning here I'm going to end up having what, minus 4 into 1, which is basically what, 4. Okay, then from there, here, what's going to happen here? This one is just going to remain as 6 over x to the power 2. I mean, there is no one who's the same as this guy, so just leave it like that, right? I hope we're good on that part. All right. Okay, so now because I want myself basically to have enough space here so that I can show you guys how to do this guy here. Allow me to erase. In the meantime, you can just pause the video so that you can try to attempt these questions by yourself. If you feel like you are struggling, you can unpause and flow with me, right? So let's continue, guys. Check, right? So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have that f of x, which equals to 3x squared minus 4, right? So this guy, we can take him to the top. Remember that if I have 2 to the power minus 3, and they are asking me to rewrite this guy in a positive exponent, I'm going to say 1 over 2 cubed, which is the same as 1 over 8, right? If I have j to the power minus x, this is the same as 1 over j to the power x, all right? So that's the thing. Or someone can say 3 minus 4. This is the same as 1 over 3 to the power 4, which is basically 1 over 81. So that's how you change this guy to this guy, from this guy to this guy, or from here to here. You get what I'm saying? Be able to move like that, especially even when you're solving exponents, guys. Grade 8, grade 9, grade 10. Be careful of that. All right. Thank you guys so much for that. Then, now what I need to do is to say, oh, then it's going to be plus 6 x to the power minus 2. So I've changed this guy into a negative exponent. If I make him to be a positive one, it's going to be like this. 6 times 1 over x squared, which is the same as this guy here, in case you didn't know. I hope this thing will help you. Thank you so much for that. Okay. Yeah, no, those guys starting to be dead here. All right. Just allow me to raise a little bit here. Okay. So now, let's start to do our work. Can I apply the power rule now? Yeah, I mean, if don't see any like terms here, then I feel like I can flow, because there are no like terms here. So yeah, let's just keep on flowing. So the derivative of this guy, which is f of x, is going to be 2 times 3 to the power x. I mean, you see, look, the exponent will multiply the coefficient of the base. Who is the base? The base is x, the coefficient is 3. So the exponent must always multiply the coefficient of the base. And then you take the same exponent, y minus 1. Check my videos, the previous video that I did of the derivatives. You'll see how I show this one, even my shorts, and even on my TikTok, James the Decompose on the Synthesizer, you will see how we do this promise of derivatives, right? Then minus 4. This, guys, is the same as x to the power 0. If you didn't know, guys, like if you didn't know, I'm gonna show you how, right? And then I don't know, I think there was a little bit of light here, so let me try to move this guy here, because I saw a little bit of reflection. So f of x equals to f prime of x, I mean to say, is going to be 2 times 3 x squared minus 1 minus 4x to the power 0. Let me write it here. It's the same as to the power 0. Yeah, so that I can show you. Now this was going to happen 0 times 4, right? That x to the power 0 minus 1. And then this guy here is going to be plus negative 2 times 6 all to the power 2 minus 1. Okay, then f prime of x equals to, let's see, 2 times 3 is going to give me 6, 2 minus 1, then I'm going to get to the power 1. Right, 0 times, guys, doesn't matter. What is 0 times? Okay, fine. 0 minus 1 is going to give me minus 1. So I'm going to have x to the power. So this one I'm going to have, right? Right? So anything times 0 is what? Is just 0. You get it? So that's the reason why, guys, we end up having 0 on every constant. That's why they say the derivative of a constant is always a constant. So we're going to have minus 0. And then negative, positive times negative is negative. And then 2 times 6, I'm going to have 12. I'm going to have 12. And then x to the power 1. So what is gonna be our final answer? F prime of x will be equal to 6x minus, oh no, sorry, it's minus 2 here. It's minus 2. You see, it's minus 2. So it's supposed to be minus 2 minus 1, which is going to give me minus 3. So this is going to give me minus 12x minus 3. So is that all? Am I done? I mean, you're not done, because when you are finding the derivative, you gotta make sure that your answer is fully simplified, right? So this guy is a negative exponent. And remember, when you're given this problem, you're given it in a form that it was positive. So make sure that it's becoming positive. These are the type of people that we meet in our lives, right? You find yourself that you give a positive energy to someone, they bring negative energy. No, guys, let's give each other the same energy. If you're negative, expect a negative energy, all right? But I'm just saying, let's not be rude to each other and stuff. Let's try to be kind towards one another and show love, right? And genuine love, not like love that has a lot of conditions and stuff. I'm just saying, right? Now, let's keep on flowing. Let's keep on flowing. Then our final answer or our final step is going to be what? 6x minus 12. This guy is the same as 1 over x cubed, which is the same as 6x minus 12 over x cubed. That's our final answer. People are like, hey, this guy is doing a lot of steps. Guys, check my feet. For me to show all these steps that I'm showing is to help those ones who do not understand how I arrive. Imagine if I just moved from that minus x cubed to here. They will be like, how? Remember, guys, whenever you are having x to the power minus 3, this thing is what? 1 over x cubed, which is this guy. Then from there, since there was a number here which is minus 12, right? Even I'm supposed to say minus 12 times that guy. You see, this is the same as over 1. 1 times x cubed, and then 12 minus 12 times 1. That's why we'll have that answer. So I hope I was able to can assist you guys to can understand. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. These are the only 2 problems that I actually had for you guys, so that you guys can be able to see how we decompose and synthesize this differentiation, So please, guys, keep practicing, be consistent. Don't just practice maths today and then tomorrow you relax and be like, Please, guys, be consistent with mathematics. If you respect math, math will respect you. Thank you so much. I love you guys in everything that you do. Don't forget to invite God, and remember, I'm always here for you to support you guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, doesn't matter in every aspect of your life, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, academic, bona, sisonke. Yeah. And then lastly, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, to share, and to leave your comments. Ngiyacela bafethu, ngiyacela. Leave your comment, please. Leave. Danko.